All right, what we have here is a pretty rare Bally home pinball machine. They made 4 different home pinball machines in the 70s. I think Captain Fantastic, Fireball, Evil Knievel, and then this, the rarest one, Galaxy Ranger. This is a pretty... I normally don't respect these things, but I gotta say, this thing is immaculate. I mean... And it's also, this is the rarest one of these. I've never seen one before. In fact, I didn't even know they made this one. I'd seen a bunch of the others. But this was the last one they made, and I don't think there were very many of them made. This was a one-owner game. We just got it on trade-in from a guy who bought it new back in like 78, I think, and had it in his house all these years. It is just, it's really virtually flawless. There are 2 flaws on it that I'll point out, but I'm telling you, it's immaculate. The flaws, just so you know, are a little bit of wear here where the hands sit to play, which is pretty common, and that might even buff out with steel wool. I don't know. I didn't try. And then also one of the bumper rings is just chipped a little bit on the bottom. That could be replaced. Those are standard Bally bumpers from commercial pins, and those rings are available for like 59 cents. You can replace it, but it's not a trivial repair. It requires like disassembling the entire bumper, and I did not feel up to that for this. Sorry about that. But look at this. The artwork, I just noticed this. Kevin O'Connor did the art. He's a famous Bally artist. And I should plug this in. I don't even have it plugged in. So here we go. It's fully working. I made another video that I'll upload after this, just telling you all the stuff I did to get it working. And I also kind of bulletproofed it. I did a lot of technical work on this to just make it as close to new as possible. It is fully working, no issues at all. So here, I'm going to play a game, but I'm just one-handed here, so I probably won't do very well. Although this is a home model, and there are things about it that are maybe chintzier than the commercial equivalent, there are also things about it that are just as good, if not better. Like, for example, the playfield components are all up to the same standard as the commercial. The flippers, the bumpers, the slingshots. Those are all the equivalent of commercial. Also, something that's actually better, and I was blown away by this, these are actually all micro switches for every switch on. Well, are those leaf? I think even, gosh, I'm going to sound stupid now because now I'm questioning this, but I think even these targets here are micro switches, which is something they didn't switch to in commercial coin-op until, gosh, 10 years later? They just used leaf switches everywhere up until the late 80s. And this thing is like 77, 78. They also used 555 lamps on this, which they didn't start using in commercial pins until, about 83? The sound, this actually played, you noticed it played a few little tunes. They didn't have tunes on pinballs until, about 79, 80? This thing's a couple years before that. Now it's still just doing a bell sound for the points, but it does have a couple of little tunes that it plays. Yeah, there, did you hear that? Do, 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 do. You're in the money, or we're in the money for when you get an extra ball. So, anyway, this is not a cheesy, chintzy game. It's not like Brunswick. Brunswick made those home pinballs. And my uncle actually had one of those that I think he got at Montgomery Ward's called Star Explorer. That thing was chintzy and cheap and like the flippers, I think all the flippers flipped together when you hit either of the buttons, and didn't have any slingshots. It had one bumper, I think, and even the bumper didn't bump. This is like a legitimate pinball machine. Playfield is standard size. It uses a standard commercial pinball glass. I don't know why I'm going into so much detail. I guess I'm bored. But we, I did all the electronic work to it. Oh, we LED'd it, so it's got all LED bulbs, which will, theoretically never burn out. We fully shopped it, waxed it. We replaced all the rubber bands with brand new rubbers. We used warm lights on it above the playfield and in the back glass because that matches the look of a game from the 70s. But I did use cool light on like the feature lights just because that makes it look, I don't know, to me it looks better that way. And we used colored LEDs under the colored inserts so they really pop when they light up. It uses standard commercial pinball legs, which are like brand new. These are the nicest legs I've got on any pin. One thing that's a little chintzier than commercial is just this head is kind of, it's not a full-size pinball head, and it's got plastic around the outside, which is unfortunate. I think, but this is a real pinball glass. This is not plexi, and it is silk screened, so they didn't save any money on that. They went, and the same with these plastics. These are silk screened plastics. The playfield, the art on the playfield, gosh, it puts some commercial pins to shame, honestly. I don't know what else to say here. Oh, I probably would use, well, no, that looks good like that. It's got the original back door on it. Oh, it does have like a little bit of a stain on this back door here. So I guess that's another flaw. But I think that's about it. I mean, if I could put a coin door on this thing, I'd put it in my pinball museum just because it's so rare and it's not a bad game. But I'm not gonna carve it up to try and cram a coin door on it. I don't even know if there's enough room there for a coin door. So I think this is one of the more interesting and desirable things in this auction, really.